Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. I am still not 100% certain what I want to do at this moment. I checked out Tusdale's buildings, and we've got 5 of our 6 buildings we need, but we're still waiting 2 more days on the brewery and windmill, so one of those needs to complete, and then we should be able to level that up from a village to a town, I think. Which I'm hoping unlocks more things. Outside of that, we can't travel any farther here. We're blocked off from going any farther there. We've tried that, as well as trying to get up here into Varnhold. And the only other real direction we can go over here, but the couple of fights we've tried in this general area were crazy hard. So I'm disinclined to keep pushing that way. And we've done basically everything else. So I don't know, I might just go back to Tusdale, wait a couple of days for the building to finish, which feels a little bad, but that at least feels like progress without wasting too much time.
Can wait.
Like too much of yours and my time. Otherwise I could like try and connect roads, which is probably not the most useful use of time. So yeah. We'll just kill a bit of time. We are ahead of schedule because I do have the mods that allow things to be completed early, and maybe that's why it feels like I'm going too fast. I don't know.
In due time.
Either way, we're tired. It's fine to go get some rest. Has that gotten us any closer? These should be... So I did check, and we do have our mod menu back. I don't know why that failed last time, but these should be completing now. But they're still not. I don't know. Either way, Jod will be done soon. And I think a couple of these other projects were waiting on him. It could be that because those started while the mod wasn't on, because the mod menu is gone, they need to play out fully. I think that's how it was when I first turned on the mod. Can't remember. Actually, with that in mind, I'm going to just skip a day. We have a button in there to deal with that. Let's let a day go by. Fey Magician visited a settlement and made everyday things come to life. Right. Jod got a triumph. The priest not only lifted the Fey's curse, but cast a protective spell over the settlement. Any further First World visitors to this settlement are in for a very unpleasant surprise. There is no doubt the order in these lands has been restored. Excellent. So then we could have Jod there to rank up, or Divine Protection from Poison. I will rank you up. So that'll take 14 days. But because it's working correctly, it immediately tells me that it succeeded. So he is now rank 3. And we don't have to actually wait the 14 days, which is excellent. What is training? Strengthen Jod's skills as a high priest. The advisor learns new nuances of their craft and becomes more efficient in their post. Alright. We need to give a bit of time so that it actually finishes. So that it registers that he's finished his previous task. Okay. We could do this. No, we can't. It's gotten rid of the X, which makes it look like it works, but okay. We still got 0 days. How long is 0 days? Come on, be done. I'll just skip another day. There you go. Cursed things and troublemakers. Do we not have... You now have your 7 buildings. 6 was what was needed. Every 3 villages you've acquired, your domain will enable you to upgrade one of them to town level, provided that 6 or more slots are occupied in that village. Or are you saying that I need 3 villages that have 6 buildings in them? Also, I do not like the flickering bushes and whatnot that are around. Because you have 6. And the fact it's not allowing me to level you up makes it feel like I need to do something else. And the most logical thing would be I need to either wait a bit more time, maybe, or it is other villages that need to have 6 buildings. I didn't realize I needed to be that focused on leveling up other buildings or other locations. Anyway, accursed things and troublemakers. So another problem. Something strange is happening in the region. Residents are complaining about strange misfortunes. Someone must be casting spells to harm the barony's subjects. The reason and the culprit must be discovered. Only Jod can go there. Or troublemakers, another problem. Unknown troublemakers are spurring the people to rebel against their ruler. Grumblings of popular discontent can be heard in the capital. Advisors should either answer the trouble rousers or nip the rebellion in the bud. So we could throw Valerie on that one. She's got 75%. It's not bad. And then if we put Jod here, we did already do the rank up, right? Yeah. We could do strengthening his skills before we deal with the problem. This takes 20 days, although it probably won't take that long assuming the mod's working. You need to be taken care of before the 1st of month 7. We're on the 24th of month 10. And by 7 I mean 12. I know Roman numerals. Yeah. So I could level you up first, or strengthen your skills first. We need 100 BP, we're at 80. So let's have you start that. Then after that finishes, we can send him here. I think that's fine. He did get a success. Excellent. Oh, hello there. Good day, Your Grace. I received a curious reminder of my status as a court artisan. A few preachers visited my workshop, praising you and expressing their gratitude for the warm welcome they received in your lands. After they left, I decided to make a contribution to our common cause. Here's a special gift for you, Your Grace. I hope it will prove useful. An herbalist cape. I appreciate it. What is an herbalist cape? This cloak grants its wearer a +4 enhancement bonus to intelligence, a +5 competent bonus on all lore nature checks, and the ability to cast delay poison spell 3 times per day as a 3rd level cleric. +4 to intelligence is probably going to be good for Canera and Jubilost use intelligence. And Octavia. I think that's about it. How is your lore nature? Not good. Canera. Are you not based? I thought your secondary stat... Because normal kineticists, I think, are just straight con bonus focused. I thought you were an intelligence focus as a dark elementalist, but maybe not. Alright, what about you? You also have no knowledge nature. Well, darn. Well, still, I will give you the cloak to give you an intelligence boost. You already have an intelligence boost from that. So do you. Okay. Well, it's still something. Not amazing, but it's fine. I keep feeling like something should happen, but I don't know how to make things happen. I guess I will level up some of these other towns in the hopes that that is in fact what we're missing. Obviously we need more money. So you have 3 buildings. What would I want to build? Probably something focusing on relations, arcane, stability, culture, espionage. So brewery could work. Dance hall is also a choice. Was it community? No, community is one of the ones that we have a lot of. Okay. Espionage is still an option. But the watchtower would want us to have a barracks and walls, and that's all built around military. Brewery would boost relations. And then we could do the windmill and granary. No, you want a windmill and a tavern. Windmill wants the granary. Okay. Let's just purchase... Stay out here, please. We'll just buy a lot of BP again, because we always need more. We already have a longhouse. We can build the tavern next to the longhouse, which will give us +1 to relations. And then we want a windmill here. And a brewery. And we'll get the granary, just so we have the full set. Even though that's too many buildings, or more buildings than we need. Too many is hard to say. So we've got one all the way over there. If we go with our settlement all the way over here, I'm trying to go to sort of the edges of our current region. Although, are there any that already have a lot of buildings, so I'm not having to build more? Not really. We've got a few that already have 3. You only have 2, so I am going to have to build extra, but that's fine. That's why we bought all the BP. Alright, so you want the tavern next to the longhouse. And then a brewery. A windmill we cannot buy. Probably because we're out of BP again. Yeah? Always. Another 100. As we just go through all of our money. I don't even know if this is what I need to do, but I gotta figure out how, like, what I need to do to actually make progress. Where does the windmill get built? Can this town not have a windmill? Or was it a spot that I've already used up because it wasn't clear? Unknown. Well, that feels not good. Windmill wants the granary. I think granary only matters if we have a windmill. Yeah, okay. So I do still need 2 more buildings. I seriously don't have a spot for a windmill. Unless it's like tucked behind this menu, which would be really poor placement since I can't actually move the window around. Or turn it or anything. Odd. Well, then we could go for the espionage, because we still need 2 more buildings at least. We could go for the watchtower, wall, barracks option. Barracks wants to be adjacent to a long house. There's something about being next to a tavern for... +1 espionage when adjacent to a barracks. Espionage is more important than stability. At least at the moment, while we have tons of stability and no... We don't have stability. I assume stability was one of the ones that we had. Okay. I guess, can I actually build a watchtower? No. Because watchtowers go in the same slots as windmills, and this one doesn't have one. Weird. I'm gonna go with that as just solidly weird. Here's what lumber yards. Lumber yards can go around. Maybe we go with a lumber yard and a pier. And we call that good. There. That only counted as 5. We've got 4, 5, 6. Does the pier not count as a building? There's something really weird about this location. Perhaps I shouldn't keep focusing on it and I should have gone to a different location that's more sensible. I was trying to see if I could see a building hiding over here, but we can't see building slots while that's tucked away. We already have Mim's shop, right? Yeah. Just making sure. So the wooden wall probably also doesn't count as a proper building because it's also in a different colored slot. Go for the dance hall to get some culture. Sure. Enjoy dance hall. That gets us up to 6. So that's 3... Well, I guess 2 of my lands. Or my villages. And then the next farthest out ones... is you, but you're another one that only has 2 buildings. Could go to North Gnarlmarch. That has 3 buildings at least already. If we want that to be my... Oh, these are super spread out. Do you actually have place for a watchtower? You do. You have 2 places, so I could do the watchtower and the windmill. Ooh. And you do have places for a wall. I feel like I should be putting walls on some of these towns. It's probably going to be important to have them at some point, given the constant threats we're being told about. Alright. Well, then I'll probably go with my usual windmill. How much money do I still have? I have none. We have lots of magical goods I can sell, but we're going to be basically broke. We are now broke. There's the windmill, the tavern. The brewery. And then the granary can go over here. There you go. Once those all finish, eventually, I don't think there'll be any more reason that this can claim not to be able to upgrade. Yeah, because I am noticing that number of villages 0, which I'm assuming means it's looking for villages that meet that requirement of 6 or more slots occupied. I think? Maybe? It's not clearly defined. But let's cut out of here, grab a bunch of our goods that we can sell. So we can get some money back. I have already collected everything out of that chest. Awkward. Okay. Anything I can sell you, storyteller? You need 5 more items. Find the rest of the 5 items. Find all 5 items. Okay. Thank you, storyteller. If we are waiting on those buildings being built, that means we've got several more days to kill, which I'm not thrilled with.
I'm there.
Did we have anything we need to report back to Hassif for? Or have we done all of that? I can't remember. We need to talk to him about several different things. Let's see... No, we have not. We have done everything. So let's sort by price. Probably don't care about that. The 1d6 on a successful bite. It's probably not something I'm going to care about. We don't have anyone using daggers. +3 Warhammer, probably not. We do have scimitar users. What does runic mage blade mean? Right, we need to give that to Reg. Probably don't need that. We've got all these wands that I could sell, because I never use them. Do I really have no one to use item armor +3 on? Probably not. I would have thought her. No, don't leave. Shared stash. That's what I'm trying to do. We can possibly give that to Lindsay. I want to keep the stag helmet just because it's what we got from the stag lord. We don't need another headband of intellect. Searing light. That would do... We have light for 2 caster levels. I don't know if it rounds up or rounds down. Is that going to be 3d8? Or just 2d8? I think usually things round down, which means that's just 2d8 points of damage. Either way, not super important. We can use the money, I'm sure, in better ways. Huh. Cypress Queen's Quill and Goblet. And Flute. That's interesting, that we're just collecting the Cypress Queen's items. Yeah, I don't care about most of these. Okay, that's all of my magic gear. Not all, most. Wand of Vanish probably has uses. But there we go. 46,000. For a bunch of stuff I probably wouldn't ever actually use, if we're being honest. That should keep me going again for a while.
I do what I must.
The sweet teeth haven't come back, right? They have not. Same with the amusement for nobles quest. Yeah, we've got a few quests that are just on timers that someday they'll finish. I think I might just keep skipping time. At some point, stuff will happen. Otherwise, we can just keep progressing through some of these things. A new phase in the life of your capital. Rebuild the capital into a lively town. It's time to grow and evolve. Excellent. 100 BP is terrible. But it is what it is. So we need 65 more BP to do that one. But that is definitely something we want. Christian, I guess it's on you. Level up my capital, please. I don't know what it took. Like, if it was the other locations needed to be built up. Yeah, I don't care about protection from poison at the moment. And I do want Jod to work on this. There you go. Yeah. And this one doesn't cost BP, so we can just have you do it. 85% seems good enough to me. Nazriel's greatest creation. Turns out Nazriel's creation spread corruption. Maybe we don't really need that blade she's been trying to pawn off on the Baroness. Does that mean something has happened here? No. I assume that's what it was telling me, is that an event would occur. Or is that this? Ah, yes. The advisor's agents traced the source of the corruption. All the harmful items were purchased from Nazriel, the weaponsmith. Excellent. Alright, well let's skip another day then. 3 merchants from Absalom arrived in the region. Yes, a deal has been struck. Trade in the barony has perked up as more tools, machines, and other craftsmen's goods are being imported to the capital. And a new phase for our capital. Your capital is now a lively town. Can we see a difference? Okay, you do have more slots to build in. And then I think some of our buildings upgrade. Do we have to manually upgrade them? I think so. Yeah, okay. If we spent BP, we could upgrade things. Oh, and we get a free printing house. I forgot about that. And I think the capital is a fine place to build that. Printing press can create literature to a speed no scribe can match. +4 to stability when the barony's alignment is lawful, which it's not. +4 to loyalty when the barony's alignment is chaotic, which it is. +4 to community while the alignment is good. +4 to military while the alignment is evil. +2 to economy and culture while it is anyway neutral. +4 to both if it is true neutral. So we would get +4 to loyalty and community, which are the two that we have too much of already. I guess economy is also really high up there, along with divine. They're all just really high. Oh, that takes up a huge slot. Interesting. Let's put it over here. Seems fine. So what's the nature of towns? 3 or more towns in your barony and at least 16 occupied building slots in the capital will enable you to upgrade your capital to a city. See, this one's very clear of 16 occupied slots in the capital. Obviously, we don't have 3 towns. So I think it was based on buildings, and for whatever reason, it probably just took a few days for it to trigger, and it was nothing to do with building buildings elsewhere in my barony. Ah, well. And Treasure wants to discuss the matter with us. Excellent. We will go see her. Or let her see us, I suppose, as the case may be. A sure sign of our state's maturity is the long line of entrepreneurs awaiting audience. Each has a project on their minds, and each sincerely believes that the others are rascals and madmen, while their own ideas are magnificent. Congratulations, this is the great moment. Is a great moment for your barony. The first petitioner is Lamar Tinch, and he has quite a business proposal for you. The halfling before you looks young. His sharp eyes, framed by slight wrinkles, gives away the petitioner's considerable age. Lamar nods politely, sweeping the floor with his beret and showing off an emerging bald spot. My respects, Baroness. I believe your forgiveness for how boldly I sought our meeting, but I could hardly trust anyone with the fate of my beloved new child, which appeared to me in a waking dream as I walked your lands. You see, I was traveling through on my way to Brevoy, when to my surprise I discovered a most curious detail. It turns out that many spices and bitter herbs, which I and my colleagues use in our work, grow wild in these lands. Wineberry, goatweed, gentian. Lamar bends his fingers, enumerating the plants, and then waves his hands. Ah, these names probably tell you nothing, but to me, for me, this rich list is like a splendid palette, the foundation upon which a true masterpiece might be built. Your Grace, I once imagined settling in Brevoy, but your lands have truly inspired me, and now my greatest dream is to open a shop in this very capital. With a bouquet you can easily gather nearby, I can easily create a new beverage, true ambrosia for any halfling. Only one thing is holding me back, lack of financial resources. I hope that now, upon hearing my request, you and your respected treasurer will not refuse a humble artisan a little assistance, of course, in exchange for a future percentage. Lamar bows deeply once again. I shall eagerly await your decision. Sounds dubious, doesn't it? Nevertheless, I do recommend allocating some money to this endeavor. True, it's unwise to get too involved in risky business, but it's even less wise to forego it altogether. Most often, such projects end in nothing, but the success of one can more than outweigh a dozen or even 100 failures. So we can choose to pay 100 BP, which will give us +2 economy, +2 relations, and allow us to build the Halfling Brewery. I'll take the risk. I shall support Lamar's proposal and invite him to open a shop in our city. I don't care for the risk. Tell him no. Or you're the treasurer, solve this dilemma yourself. Consider me intrigued. We do need to build more buildings, though 100 BP for a building, plus a couple of other stats, feels a bit overpriced. But it's possible that this choice will progress things later. So I'm going to go for it. A wise decision. If our guest's business fails, our losses will be small. If it succeeds, our profits might range from modest to enormous. But most importantly, people like him will continue to come to court. 100 might have only pebbles in their hands, but the 101st will bring you a diamond. So we can start that Halfling Brewery here in our capital. So we've already taken care of that. It's free. Oh, we're at negative 100 BP. So even though it's free, they're not going to let me. How dare you, game? Alright, that should have put me at 0? Yes. It's just lying to me. Do you get any benefits from where you're placed? And it gives +2 relations, which I approve of. An enterprise where eccentric halflings create amazing tinctures and other alcoholic beverages. 10% chance to earn 3 BP each week, and a 10% chance to earn 1 BP each week. Are those stacking? So there's a potential chance to earn 4 BP each week? Or is it 10% for 3 or 10% for 1 or 80% chance of nothing? As always, not clear, and you're not getting any sort of bonuses for being built near other things. So I'll just sort of tuck you off to the side. We're slowly getting closer to that 16 we need here, once we get a few more towns. And since we've built so many buildings, we should get towns eventually. Like, we built the buildings in the other areas. So the treasurer can rank up. Seems that's all we have going on. Support the treasurer's endeavor. Yes, please rank up, Canera. And then we will skip another day. Success. Economy is now rank 4. That is our highest rank. How about that? You are doing well, Canera. You guys are just still slowly chugging along. Yeah, so you're just building fortifications. What are you working on? You're dealing with the troublemaker problem. Okay. Oh, apparently you already dealt with it. Unknown troublemakers, yeah, triumph. The people didn't want to fight, only to know that their voices were heard in the capital. The instigators disappeared as quickly as they emerged, once local faith in their ruler was restored. Excellent. And you, also a triumph, advisor was able to determine where the fortifications were most needed. The subjects agreed on the wisdom of the decision. The people collected money for Palisade and delivered the funds to the treasury. Do we get a free wall somewhere? Not that you're claiming. I'm going to check. Because that's what it sounds like. No. A free wall is built somewhere, but clearly not on my land. Alright, we've skipped several days. Surely something has happened. Please? I don't really want to just aimlessly wander around. I guess we can go confront Nazriel. That is a thing to do. Alright, that's what we'll do while we're waiting. We need to confront Nazriel about the cursed objects she's sending out among the people. That's a fine team. No need to change it up. I don't remember where Nazriel's shop was. Was she one of the ones that was down here? Let's see. That's Shania and Dragon. Nazriel was here. Yeah, in the Kamelands. Glad I didn't go the wrong way. So we're not going far. Just down to here. Alright, Nazriel. What's your deal? Why are you sending cursed objects among the people? Nazriel's face is contorted in desperation. Her eyes have a haunted look. Your Grace, to what do we owe the pleasure? The goods you've been selling are cursed. Would you like to explain yourself? Nazriel turns pale as paper. Cursed! Oh goodness, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. It's simply impossible. My creations are impeccable. I'm a master, you know. Such a thing has never happened in my entire life. Nobody could... The elven woman falls silent. Her lips move, but she doesn't make a sound. Nazriel recovers her voice, and now sounds strangely calm. It's Sartain, it's him. He's been spoiling my work. No one else could do it. The little bastard tried to tarnish my name. There's nothing but cold hatred in Nazriel's gaze. The tone of her voice is quiet and murderous. By the right granted to me by our agreement, I'm calling upon your grace. Sartain has insulted the reputation of the master, to whom you promised protection. I'm asking you to find and kill the bastard. He must be hiding in his hut, not far from the capital. I am willing to investigate. Like, part of me is just thinking I should just kick you out of my domain. But we'll investigate first. That is how we do our justice here. Find Sartain in the capital. Is he not in a hut nearby? He's in our capital? Because that's not what she said. Yep, find Sartain in the capital. Okay, let's head back home.
Time to get some rest, isn't it?
Yeah. Probably in the main square, or maybe the tavern. Or possibly he's looking to talk to us in our throne room. There's 3 locations, and he's probably in one of them. But the fact it says find him in the capital makes me think he's not in our throne room.
Adventures can wait. In due time.
I would have guessed he would be here if he was in the market square.
Follow if you
So let's try our throne room. And if not, then we will go to the tavern. Not here either. Okay. To the tavern. Or possibly somewhere hiding out, and I have to find exactly where you're hiding. It did say find him. Have you heard of a Sartain around? Nope. I guess we need to find him. There's Jathal. Have I talked to you anytime recently? I didn't realize you were hanging out here. I want to speak with you about what happened at the Elven camp. Of course, it was an interesting experience. It seems to me that the experience changed you. Before raising the elf woman as undead, you said that she looked like Nortellera. Who's that? The experience changed you. Yes, that's true. It's strange. I do not think more about who might have killed me. I should crave revenge, but I do not. Time and again, I remember the moment when the power of my gift brought that young elf back from the dead. It was exciting. For the second time in my life, I felt her divine presence and the power of my gift, power itself. Isn't unlife a wonderful blessing? By my own will, I can wrest someone's beauty out of time and into eternity, to preserve them in this world forever. No, undeath has nothing to do with life. It reeks of evil and it disgusts me. Neutral, I don't know, but your power does intrigue me. Or chaotic neutral, I understand you. There is a frightening beauty in unlife. The beauty of power, the beauty of being able to ignore the laws that rule over all living things. I mean, to some extent, I know it's wrong. But I think in general, in the moment where she raised the elf, I was more against it purely because the elf asked to be... They wanted to stay dead. They didn't want to be raised. But I don't think I have anything inherently wrong with being undead, which is the same reason we allow Jathal in our party. It's not inherent... I mean, it is inherently evil. She is inherently evil. But I'm more against it because the person didn't want it than against the ability itself, I think is where I'm generally leaning. So yes, I understand you. I'm surprised at how deeply you can see. I shall ponder your words. Perhaps they will show me the way. Before raising her, you said she looked like Nortellera. Who is that? Ah, that is my daughter. Did I mention her earlier? I should say the resemblance turned out to be superficial. Norte would not have reacted so cowardly if she rose as undead. I was a good enough teacher to raise her strong, restrained, sensible, and able to evaluate her situation before acting. She would have weighed everything thoughtfully rather than immediately pleading for death. Alright, well, enough about that. Thank you for the conversation. I'm guessing the person we're looking for is not up here, particularly since a lot of these doors are locked. And I have no means to unlock them. You are...
I'm there.
Are you locked? You're locked even though it doesn't show that you're locked. Excellent. So definitely not in the tavern. And I think likely not in the throne room. Otherwise I expect it would have kicked off an event. So probably they are somewhere in our capital. And since it said they were hiding out in a hut, maybe they're in one of the buildings. It's a theory. And the hut nearby happens to be in my capital.
Adventures.
I guess, do they show up? No. So they're not showing up on the map. So possibly one of these houses or the barn is what I would guess. They're not going to be in the house that's being used by Kinera and Kaliki. So let's go here, next to you, Ekin. Random citizens, but you have goods that I could possibly take. Nope, it's locked. Okay, we've got another house across the way over here. Greetings, Baroness. Thank you. And we have here... Still not the individual looking for. So lastly, we have a barn, which I guess is a decent place to hide out. But no. Then I don't know where I'm supposed to go for that. Nazriel suspects Sartane is spoiling her items on purpose to ruin her reputation in the eyes of the Baroness. Now she wants the apprentice dead. This is a bit much if you ask me, but the Baroness must protect her subjects. No clues about where to look. I feel like I've looked basically everywhere. Now I'm just kind of looking around to see if we stumble upon him. But the idea that he's somewhere around but he doesn't show up on the map. Wait, Sartane's house. Hello. I guess that'll make it easier. The house is actually labeled on the map. So we can talk to Sartane and find out what their deal is. Like what their perspective is on this conflict. Or maybe they'll just directly attack us. Sartane, what's going on? Sartane gazes at you in astonishment. Something seems different. No longer does he appear dim-witted or servile. Instead, he seems self-confident and firm. I didn't expect to see you here. How can I help you? You've been spoiling Nazriel's work, haven't you? Or just chaotic evil attack. You should have interfered with my servants. You've been spoiling her work, haven't you? Sartane sneers and throws his hands up playfully. You got me, I confess. Who figured it out? You or her? Anyway, that's not important right now. Why did I do it? Purely for the sake of revenge. Years ago, she invested a lot of effort into devastating my father, who was himself a well-known weaponsmith. He lost everything that was dear to him, his reputation, his workshop, his whole life's purpose. When I found out the rascal was here, I decided to seize the opportunity. I arrived here, got myself an apprentice's position, and set my hands to work. I'm smarter and more skilled than she might think. I worked hard by the anvil during the day and crafted cursed items at night. Nazriel's pride in her softness is her soft spot, the perfect place to strike. I decided to tarnish her image, make her look clumsy and incompetent, ruin her reputation, and of course, destroy that masterpiece she's been making such a fuss over. I'd hoped to see Nazriel's head on the chopping block, but since you're here, I have a better idea. Your Grace, would you like to hire a new weaponsmith? I'm aware you have a deal with Nazriel, but if you decide to break that deal and declare me the court's master blacksmith, and allow me to keep Nazriel as an assistant, oh, I could never thank you enough. What do you say? Chaotic neutral, I recognize your right to revenge, and that is your business, but I'm not helping you. Yeah, I don't see me siding with someone who has gone through such effort, not to benefit themselves, but just to hurt another who offended them. Because they could turn on me just as easily. Lawful evil, I respect your deal with Nazriel. I respect our deal with Nazriel. You're going to jail. That's lawful evil. Neutral evil is deal. You'll be the new master. Or chaotic evil is attack. Wow. All of those choices are all evil? Why would putting him in jail be evil? Is there something I'm missing? I don't want to make him the new master. I think that's a bad call. And just immediately attacking also feels bad. I would have thought, like, he's been sending cursed items out to harm innocents just to tarnish the image of my blacksmith. And throwing him in jail is evil. That is mind-boggling. I'm gonna go, I guess, with the top one. I mean, mainly I like that one, but the fact it's labeled as lawful evil makes me think that there is some aspect of it that I don't understand. Like my character is going to say something way stupider than I think, or handle it way dumber than I think. Something is going to transpire that I'm not expecting, which is why, even though it sounds good, I'm not going to touch it, because it seems like a trap. I recognize your right to revenge, and this is your business, but I'm not helping you. That's a shame. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go. If you manage to find me here, Nazriel will too. Tell the lousy skunk I quit, but she'd better run like hell. I will have my revenge. I don't know why I couldn't put you in jail. Yes? It's weird. Master Nazriel's apprentice got into trouble, but she was in no hurry to report it to the Baroness. It looks like she's afraid of the consequences. According to Nazriel's apprentice, Sartain, the other apprentice made off with the gift meant for the Baroness. That strange case must be discussed with the Elven Lady. Well, we knew the other gift was stolen, unless she's made a second sword that was also stolen by another apprentice. Or, no, that's the one we... Is that the first? That's where this questline started. Okay. So this counts as a failed quest, oddly. Although if I killed him, would that make the quest succeed? I don't know. So we probably need to go back to Sartain and let her know that we're not going to just kill her apprentice. But he also said that she probably should run, and maybe she already has.
Can wait.
But we are tired, so I think I'm going to rest. And that might be where we call an end of the episode. It hasn't been the most exciting of episodes because we've just been trying to get storylines to progress. But we did finally level up our capital, and I hope that kicks off more things occurring. I guess we'll see. But for now, let's rest. No events at the moment. Perfect. Then we will end the episode here. Next time, maybe we go report back to Sartain and see how things are going there. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys then. Bye.